girl. Yes, I'm in the country. That's what I call my hometown, the country. Coming to pick up my dad. My dad has had a medical emergency literally 20 days ago. Today is May 12th. He had a medical emergency April 22nd. And he was on life support for 5 days. Then he was, got better, and then he has been in a short stay rehab for like 10 days or so, something like that, maybe 10, 11 days. I don't know, lost track of time. When you be going through and just trying to respond to what's happening, sometimes you just kind of lose time just because you go. So today, my sister and I tag team, and I'm picking up Daddy as he gets discharged, and then she is helping Mama do what she needs to do. So our mom doesn't drive. Our parents have been together 45 years. So this situation was definitely a test for my mom. My mom did not leave their house, and we really thought she would come and stay with one of us, but she was like, nope. If I leave my house, I might not go back. So she never left the house. She found a way to get her groceries delivered. Of course, we would come every 2 or 3 days or so, go check on Daddy, check on her. But she did really, really good. Now I thank God for that, because y'all have heard me say before, if you have parents, if you're an adult, you realize that as you're getting older, they're getting older. And so that's kind of always been one of our, I guess, biggest fears and maybe challenges with my sister and I not living within a few minutes of our parents. We both live about an hour and a half from my parents. Is that, if something like that happened, even though all of our family is here in the town, it's our responsibility to look after them. But our family really, really has been so supportive. One of my cousins, first cousin, my daddy's niece, she literally stopped every morning on her way to work to check on my daddy while he's been in the short stay rehab. All of us were kind of around the clock while he was in ICU. But once he came to this rehab, my sister and I had to both kind of go back to work, and we would just tag team and would come in every 2 or 3 days or so, and making sure things were okay, that he was well taken care of, because that's the first time my dad has ever been anywhere besides a hospital, and in the same place as like a nursing home. And so that was just a different experience and a new experience for all of us. So it was difficult, but I'm so grateful to God that he has been there and had that time to really recuperate, because to be on life support 5 days, and he's already almost 70, he is end-stage renal failure, congestive heart failure, he's a lung cancer survivor. It's just a whole lot of things. We didn't know which way that was going to go, but by the grace of God, he recovered, and we are grateful for that. But family is so important, because there's no way my sister and myself could have done any of this without the support of our family. As soon as everything happened, my mom's sisters all rallied around her. They came, they supported, they called daily. And my mom and her sisters are not spring chickens. My mom is next to the youngest, and so they all have their health challenges and different things. And so I'm grateful. I've always loved my hometown, but I tell you, as I get older, I also just really miss it. Like, I love to come here, whatever occasion it is. I love to come to my hometown because it's peaceful and it's quiet, and after a certain time, everything is closed. Everything is just, everybody's asleep. On Sundays, you'll see people go to church. After church, you'll see the Mexican restaurant will be packed. And beyond that, people at home watching football with their families. It's just, when I was younger, it was exciting to be close to the city and be in the metro area, and I'm grateful for the career opportunities I've had, but I'm also fully embracing this season of slowing down, if because I never would have left, honestly, on my own. I've always felt really tied to what I did, and I felt like any opportunity that came my way and the Lord opened the door, that I was supposed to be committed to it, because do everything is unto the Lord. But it was killing me, like slowly, it was killing me. High stress, high cortisol. My children are now teenagers and a preschooler, and so that's a lot too. And my preschooler is a girl, my oldest are boys, and so there's a nuance with raising them and all being in different phases of their lives that I really needed to be physically present for. So as I always say, the joy of the Lord is our strength, but also embrace the seasons and the shifts in life. You know what I mean? We're not meant to be the same forever. We're not meant to stay in the same place. And one thing for sure is that the Lord not only nudged me, he caused me, he pushed me into the water, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, I was kind of standing on the ledge. I remember for months I was like, Lord, I just need, an opportunity to like be still, to explore some of these other interests that I have. I've been in a career for a long time. I'm mid-career level. I have worked my way up really quickly and got great opportunities, and I'm appreciative of that. I took it very serious. But for years, 10, 12 years, I worked, sun up to sundown, mental work, not physical work, but mental work, all the while my sons were little. And so it was just, it just became too much, but I would not have left on my own. But when God did it, I knew exactly what it was. I knew it was him, because I wanted to leave, but I didn't know, what am I going to do? Who goes backwards? Nobody goes backwards in their career. So I would still pray, Lord, let your will be done. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for God's grace, God's mercy, that even though in those times when we know what he's telling us to do, but we're still so fearful to do it, praying God's will be done. And it was done. And the thing I kept thinking about was, man, I'd love to spend more time with my parents, because they're in their golden years, and I don't want to take for granted that time is infinite, because it's not. And I recall seeing them like Christmas of 2023, or even like sometime during the summer of 2023, we did a little weekend trip to a cabin, and my dad was so frail, and I just kind of thought like, when did he become this frail? Like, when did my parents age? That was like, I see them often. I don't go months without seeing my parents, anything like that. We spend all of our major holidays together, right? But it was just like, I don't know, I just was really paying attention and really present enough to see like, now my parents are not babies anymore. I'm not a baby anymore. And what's really important, what's most important, is that my children know them. My sons know them. They grew up around Nana and Papa. They helped raise them. But I also wanted my baby girl to really get that experience with her Nana, and being around Papa. And so I'm just glad that the Lord has saw fit to grant me that, you know what I mean? In whatever scenario that may be. Even with all of this going on with my dad, I've been bringing my baby girl with me once he got out of ICU. So, like when we came on the weekend, last weekend, I bring her with me, because I also know that children learn about emotions and life from experiencing things. You cannot be facetious and hide things from children and just think that, I want to shield them from this. No. I wouldn't let her see, my dad when he was hooked up to machines and things, but to be around Papa and go inside of their stuff, yeah, absolutely. So, anyway, the joy of the Lord is our strength, y'all. Don't pay attention to my backseat. Everybody, mind your business, drink your water, okay? That's how we're going to stay fly and healthy. But y'all have a blessed day.